It was the last 8 hours of Jesus' life. His hands were tied to a stone pillar. The soldiers kept whipping him without mercy, even in unbearable pain. He never let out a single cry. The officer grew furious at his silence. He ordered them to use a whip with metal spikes. Even a table would have been torn apart by it. The soldiers brought it before Jesus. They wanted to see fear in his eyes, but instead, they felt like clowns themselves. They struck hard at his inner thighs, because that was the softest flesh. Jesus trembled and fell to his knees, but that was only the limit of the body. When everyone thought he would give up, he stood up again, trembling. The crowd that had cheered before slowly fell silent. They were moved by his unbroken will, but the soldiers felt insulted. They whipped him even harder until he collapsed unconscious and was dragged back to prison. Yet the soldiers still weren't done with him. They twisted thorned vines into a crown. They forced it down onto his head. They wanted to mock his claim that he was the Son of God. But even then, Jesus never hated them. At that time, a senior officer learned that Jesus had done nothing wrong. He had only brought faith and hope to those who suffered. But many people couldn't understand it. So the officer offered a choice. He could release one prisoner. To his shock, the crowd chose the criminal. They shouted for Jesus to be crucified. The officer couldn't believe their choice. 4 hours later, Jesus carried the cross through the streets. People mocked him from all sides. His broken body couldn't bear the weight. He fell hard to the ground. His mother saw it and broke down. She rushed to hold him in her arms, just like when he was a child. But for the faith in his heart, he continued on the path to death. The soldiers laid him on the cross. They nailed his hands and feet in place. Blood streamed down the nails to the ground. One arm didn't reach far enough. They pulled until it dislocated. When his limbs were fixed, they raised the cross high into the air. Someone shouted at him, "If you're the Savior, save yourself first." But Jesus said nothing in reply. He even prayed for those who hurt him. Even at that moment, he chose kindness. When he finally died, the heavens roared with anger. Temples were destroyed. The earth shook endlessly. People were seized with fear at last. After all his suffering, Jesus entered heaven. His love would shine upon the world forever. And he hoped that when we face hardships, we would hold more kindness and gratitude in our hearts.